a From Dublin to Cleveland production.
The jingle's back! And so you know what that means. Logan's back, baby! Woo! So glad to see everybody, hear everybody. I am so excited to be back. But even better, I'm here, which means Brendan's here too. Hi, Brendan. How's it going?
Yes, the far less enthusiastic host is still here today. Good to be with you all again. I will not be speaking the way he just did. My neighbors might not appreciate that.
Oh, it's too much camp ministry. You just have to have this level of excitement that is not normal.
Or real.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to From Dublin to Cleveland. Brendan has done an admirable, amazing job in my absence, has roasted plenty of people and given you plenty of Irish stories. So hopefully you've been entertained. But I am back for hopefully the foreseeable future. We shall see, Lord willing, and something crazy and I die or something like that. But I will be here as long as the Lord allows. So we are getting very close to 100 episodes, which I am very excited about. This is episode 93, I believe, including Brendan's awesome, well done episodes in between. So we're episode 93, 7 to go. We're also coming up on our 2-year anniversary, which is also really exciting. So with all that being said, Brendan has our sponsor today. So Brendan, who is sponsoring our podcast today?
Yes, hey there, fellow puzzle enthusiasts. You know what's worse than stepping on a Lego? Crappy cardboard jigsaw puzzles. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Wongo puzzles. These things are the real deal, folks. Each puzzle is a masterpiece cut out of real wood, with stunning designs and unique shapes that will challenge and delight you. And they come with all the pieces guaranteed, which helps, obviously. They're 100% wooden puzzles, so they'll last forever. Each piece is hand-drawn, so no two pieces are the same, and you'll discover some whimsy pieces as well. They also come in a custom wooden box, which is perfect for storage and gifting. With stunning designs and unique shapes, Wongo Puzzles really is a cut above the rest. Logan bought and did the Snow Globe puzzle, and he only had good things to say about it. So if you would like to get your hands on one, make sure to use our promo code From Dublin to Cleveland to get 10% off as a discount price when you are hitting that shopping cart icon. That's From Dublin to Cleveland when you are at the shopping section to get 10% off your first order. So, let's get back to the video.
All right, so you guys probably all want to know what's going on. As you can see, my background is not orange, so I am not home. I am still out on the island, living the island life. You can probably also see I'm a lot darker than I was 2 months ago. I have gotten a lot of sun, which has been really good. So I think Brendan also did something last week where he went through like a bunch of questions that may or may not get you found out by the IRS or get all of your bank accounts raided. But apparently I need to do it the same thing so I can get my bank accounts raided as well. So Brendan, what are these questions? And I will answer them in however order you want to ask them.
That question started off so well, and then we get to however order. He's just been away from civilization for too long, people. His grammar's gone to the dogs.
Pretty much,
All right, broski. I was not expecting that background music. Take 3. How old are you?
I am 27 years old.
Yes, and indeed for Logan's birthday, the Lord was impressing on me all that week to send him a cheeky text. And I just thought to myself, no, he's on another island, I'll let him settle in. And I couldn't think of the significance of the week, I just knew that I was supposed to reach out to him. And it only dawned on me then 2 weeks ago, his birthday had been in May. But it wasn't too bad, his grandparents had also forgotten by about 4 weeks.
They did, yeah.
I think he probably just spoke of Patmos so much, we just forgot he actually has a life outside of that island. Where are you from, specifically?
So I am from Grafton, Ohio. Not born there, but I was raised there for most of my life.
Interesting. And where were you born?
I was born in Oberlin. The IRS depends on it, as does my bank account. I was born in Oberlin, Ohio, which is not far from Grafton.
And did you move to Grafton as a wee lad, or you're like born in one town but have always lived in the other?
I was born in Oberlin, and then we lived in the Grange, and then I moved not long after to Grafton. So I've probably been in Grafton over 15 years, at least.
Wow, very good. There's an area very near me also called the Grange. What is your relationship status? And don't say your relationship with Jesus. I already used that joke last week.
I am currently single. As a Pringle.
Currently.
That's looking to mingle with Chris Kringle.
Indeed.
Cut out the last bit. Cut out the last
Christian
bit.
lady. What do you do for a living?
I got my degree in accounting, but I am currently a camp program director. So my job is to facilitate campers having a great time, and also punishing them and yelling at them when needed.
I'd say the punishing and the yelling, it's pretty fun actually. It's quite the power rush.
It is. It's quite fun. Taking things away from people and then yelling at them because they did the thing, that is very fun.
As a teacher, I can confirm that. Do you have any pets? Campers aside, of course.
Yeah, I have 0 pets. My sister has a dog that is, to put in a very succinct way, he's a butt. Not a very nice dog. He is very selfish and only wants you to love him when he wants, not... He's very much cat-esque. He's a cat-esque dog, I think is the best way to put it.
Wow. Okay, I've never heard of that kind of attribute or description. That's interesting. It's good. Well, not good for you, I suppose.
No.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is popcorn and steak. Not together, but I love both almost equally.
What do you get on your popcorn when you're at the cinema? Or at home?
Salt and butter. Salt and butter. That's it. I am a purist. A popcorn purist.
Have you ever had marshmallow or candy floss popcorn?
I've had it. It's good, but I don't consider it popcorn.
Interesting. What is your favorite movie? Although I know for you it's a franchise.
Yeah, it's of course Star Wars. Specifically, if I have to pick one, it's probably either Episode 5 or Episode 3. Both of them are very good for different reasons and for different things, but I love those two specifically.
Notice that, friends, he did not say Disney Star Wars. He said actual Star Wars. And now he's about to blow that up in his face. What's your favorite TV show?
Andor, which is a Disney Star Wars show, but it's good. Watch it.
I've heard it's actually brilliant, but just no one watched it because Disney had just shot themselves in the foot so much that all the other Star Wars tripe would turn out.
But it was glorious television. Really well done.
Okay. It's like, remember that character from that movie and you can't remember his name or the movie's name? Yeah, well, he's in it.
Yes. Cassian Andor.
Sure, him. What is your favorite song?
My favorite song, because this changes not daily, not weekly, but pretty regularly. Currently, my favorite song is Made for This by Carrollton. And it's basically just a song about how you're made for what you're doing. And I genuinely feel that God has given me the abilities and talents for what I'm doing. And it gets me hype and ready for my days when I don't always like, or have rougher days. It reminds me of that I was built for this. So.
I would just like to clarify there, guys, when Logan says you're built for what you're doing, he's referring to your job or destiny. Not if you have, a porn addiction or a drug addiction, okay? He's not excusing sin. This is a Christian podcast. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
It's sad that he has to clarify that, but you're right that there is some clarification there.
We have enemies out there in the body of Christ, and if we don't, we someday will. And they're going to take a cut of this video, and they're going to shame you because of it. I had to give that disclaimer.
I appreciate that. At least put it in context. It's sad that you have to, but I get it. Anyway, your question that you were going to ask.
Introvert or extrovert?
I used to say introvert, very extroverted. I don't think you get into camp ministry or do those kind of things if you're not very heavily extroverted. There are some introverts that do it, and they do pretty well with it, but, to be in the position I'm at, you have to be extroverted. And you have to like people and being around people and get energy from being around people, which I genuinely do. So it's been a good summer for that.
What is your biggest fear?
Drowning, because I can't swim.
He says living on an island.
Living on an island, yeah, where there's literally monsoons every Wednesday.
Moving on, that's between you and Jesus. What are your future goals or aspirations?
My future goals are to either be a youth pastor or a senior pastor, or to be an executive director at a camp. I think both are achievable, and I can see God using me to work in either way. But until God gives me direction and opens doors in that way, I'm just going to keep serving Him in camp ministry, and we'll see what God does from there. So that's my
interesting. Nice answer.
My plan for life.
Okay, do you believe in astrology or horoscopes? Or as I call them, horror-scopes?
No, I do not believe in it. It's garbage, trash, burn it with fire.
Save yourself some money.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a serious relationship? Again, don't say with Jesus. I'm pretty sure I used that line last week.
So, are we talking with a girl, or are we talking with, just friendships? Because I'm assuming it's with a girl in a romantic relationship, and I've never been in a serious relationship. But as you all know, I have been friends with Brendan for a long time, and we get very serious sometimes, so...
Ooh, give an example of what constitutes us getting serious.
Do you remember that time when we had a disagreement where we almost broke our friendship over? It was
I was wondering if you're gonna bring that up. I do.
It was over the most dumbest thing. I was accidentally saying something that he didn't want told, and he got really upset with me, and I was really worried because the only times that people had been that angry with me were like girls when I have like said I didn't agree theologically with them, and they got really upset and angry, and I never talked to them again. So I was very worried.
Yeah, I have this little policy, friends, where very few people are given license to speak into my personal life. And Logan took it upon himself to think he was one of those people. And, I was fuming. But didn't we become so much closer after that, Tiff, though?
Yep. It was very serious, but it was taken care of.
It was. And things instantly improved tenfold. What's your favorite thing about yourself?
Probably my loyalty. I'm pretty loyal to the end. I'm very loyal. If I'm wronged or people have been disrespectful or rude to me, then my loyalty does go away. And I'm very quick to like flip on them, but I am also very loyal to them regardless and still treat them well. But I just don't have that as close connection as I did before. So, but I'm a very loyal person. I don't like to just leave or quit.
And just like that, Logan mentions connection and suddenly loses his internet connection. That is what you call fascinating timing, friends. Oh, you're back.
Yes, I'm back.
It was gas. You had just said something about, losing connection, and then you lost your connection.
Wow, pretty ironic there.
I'm just thinking, maybe forego your plans via past, or maybe tap into that prophetic anointing you seem to have that no one's yet confirmed or called out of you.
I'm glad you said prophetic and not pathetic, because there's a difference there.
Sometimes there isn't a difference. Sometimes they can coexist. Do you have any siblings?
I have one sibling. She is my younger sister. She's 4 years younger than me. And she is awesome. I love her. She's great. She's one of my closest friends, and somebody who I can go to with any problem and be an encouragement and give me the truth that I need to hear. So, my younger sister, I have one.
Aww, big shout out to her. That's awesome. And what is your favorite childhood memory?
So my favorite childhood memory is going putt-putt with my friends. Ironically, this has to do with my sister because she didn't get to go. She was very upset and was crying about it. But I was like, no, we can't take her. And it's my birthday, and I remember it. I had a great time at it, but my sister still remembers it as the time that she didn't get to go to my birthday party.
Is it that you had this idea that it was like an all-boys club and you didn't want your younger sister making you look uncool?
Yeah. But thankfully that every time she brings it up, it's not a bad memory. I enjoy that memory because like from that we started getting a lot closer, and kind of fixed our brother-sister relationship to where now we have a really good relationship. So
I'm glad. Well, I think you have passed your IRS inspection. I don't even know what the IRS is. I'm just throwing out words that I assume make sense to Americans. And happy days. Nice one. It was quite interesting asking you lots of questions to which I already knew the answer. Pretending I was surprised. Like, oh my goodness, your sister, what?
Oh.
Alright, sure, look, let's talk about something a little bit more contemporary then. Obviously, it has not been lost in our audience that you pulled a no-show there for quite a while. So, where have you been?
So I am currently on an island in the middle of the Great Lakes, specifically Lake Erie. It is a 30-minute ferry ride from the mainland to here. So you have 30 minutes to collect your thoughts, and then boom, you're at camp. So there's a bit of a drive to get to where you need to be, but it's basically a 30-minute ferry ride. So you kind of just do that. I ride the ferry about, I think I counted it to be 56 times at minimum during the summer, because I go twice a week. And then there's a bunch of other times too, so it kind of just like compounds itself. But yeah, so I've ridden the ferry a lot. Actually, it's 4 times a week. Sorry. So yeah, riding a lot of ferry rides. So it's about somewhere in the 50 range. And it's quite a good time. I really enjoyed it. So I work as a program director, like I said earlier. So we get anywhere from 30 to 80 kids a week from different ranges, from like 10 years old up to 18 years old. And they come and spend a week here, and we try to impart God's word into their lives and in their hearts and help them to have a good time, a fun time. We take them on boats and basically serve them for an entire week so that they can have a good time, and also teach them things both spiritually and how to grow as men and women into being good followers of Christ. So it's a really rewarding time. We've had 25 salvations so far this summer, which has been amazing. And we can't keep track of all the people that like have just grown in their faith, but that's probably in the hundreds that have just grown just from being here. So God has been doing some really awesome things, and I've really enjoyed being here.
That is amazing, particularly 25 salvations. Praise God.
Yeah.
Okay, you said that you enjoyed it here. What is it that you enjoy? Give us some highlights. Tell us some of the good times.
So I think my favorite part is the staff we have this summer. From pretty much top to bottom, it is like people who genuinely love kids and love God. And you can see that in every single person who works here, and you can see how they sacrifice and how they serve. And the people under me are extremely easy to lead. There are people, of course, like I was part of this last year, and there were issues from top to bottom and like all over the place, in just drama and all that stuff. And that has not even been an issue this year. It's kind of amazing once you get more strong leadership into place, and then that kind of just stops. But it's been quite a great summer. I love each and every person under me and those around me. I consider them my brothers and sisters, and serving with them has been awesome. On weekends, we hang out, we play games, we watch movies. We're going to watch a movie tonight. And we just build really deep friendships. And I guess some of the highlights, we've gotten to go on some night hikes and downpouring in the rain, walking to go try and see the stars, but then it just rains on you and get drenched, and it's amazing. And some really good night hikes where we've gotten to see the stars, and just really good bonding time between people here on staff. I'm kind of I have some age on a lot of them, so I'm kind of like their uncle / older brother who gets to like walk them through things. Had some really good counseling sessions, and I don't consider myself a biblical counselor, but the Holy Spirit's inside, so you can do those kind of things, and God can speak through those moments. So those have been really cool to see some issues that coming into camp, or some issues of people who have had issues with each other, that I've been able to like help them work together and get back on the same page, and it's been really cool. So that's kind of a long-winded answer, but it's really the staff have been really cool to work with, and have blessed my heart to see them serve.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, well, despite all those good times, let's be honest, being stuck in Ireland with Christians must at times drive you crazy. So it's not all idyllic. What are some of the challenges you've encountered and some of the solutions that you have offered or been given to fix those challenges? I think that would really help our audience, especially those currently serving in church communities or who would like to in the future.
I think one of the things you quickly realize just in working with people is not everybody thinks the same way. And so, like, some of the people that I've gotten to work with this summer who I've worked really closely with, they don't think the same way that I do. They, like, very much, the best way to describe it is like you go into a situation and you have to make a decision on what you're going to do. And this person, like, I go this way because I'm like, this makes sense to me logically. And the other person goes this way and they're like, this makes sense to me logically. And so, neither choice is wrong. It's not a right or wrong choice. It's just, this is what I think would work and this is what I think would work. And you're going to run into that in your lives. You're going to run that into it with people. And it's how do you rectify those? I think having a willing heart to not always have to have it your way really helps, because then you can say, okay, well, we're going to do it your way and we're going to see how it goes. And, you know, I'll accept the responsibility for me making that choice to serve yours. And, you know, when that's working well and supposed to be working well, when you're on the same page, you should both be doing that very frequently when you have two different mindsets. That doesn't always happen, but having that heart to submit, or maybe not submit to the other person, but like to choose what they do and let them have their way, instead of just saying, nope, we're doing it my way. You have to do it my way every time. And being that command that at times that's our right to do it, but it's not necessarily the best way to do that. So you're going to have different people who think differently, and being able to still serve them and love them, even though they may disagree or they may not even appreciate you the way you feel like you need to be appreciated. You can still serve them and you can still love them regardless. So, yeah, there's been some challenges with that. There's been some rough patches, and there's been some disagreements when one person goes this way and one person goes this way. And, you know, maybe somebody's more relational and the other person is more, let's get our task done and be done with it. There can be that tension there, and that can build and build, especially if you don't try and get on the same page. And so one of the things that's been really helpful is having people in charge and leadership over me who understand the difference between the two, and making sure there's, as best as they can do, that the pages are similar. So yeah, God has done some work in that, and work in my heart in how to deal with people who just think differently than you. They're not wrong, but they just have a different thought process. So, but yeah, that's my answer to the question, Brendan. Next question.
Okay, I don't know if you're still talking or not, but your audio went very, very wonky there, and your video stopped playing. So if you still have a backing track, maybe just turn that off. Maybe you've got too many things happening at once.